What's up, boys? Data 782 here with episode 31 of Fixing the Franchise here with the Anaheim Ducks in year number 10, the 2028-2029 season, ready to blaze through our final full season here in Anaheim. In the last episode, we made some big moves, most notably acquiring Patrick Kane and signing Nate Schmidt as well as a free agent, who's 37, still at 80 overall, and an even bigger move, acquiring Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen to be our new starting goaltender, 87 overall. He's had a good career in Buffalo. He's been there his whole career. Played 420 NHL games, all with Buffalo. So now he's coming to Anaheim, coming off back-to-back 38-win seasons. He has good career numbers, 234, 139, 20 shutouts. Hopefully he simulates well with this team. We're going to see how it goes. And that's pretty much it. So heading into this episode, my biggest concern as well was signing Niklas Ekman, as well as the third line. Those were my two big questions. So I sent out an offer to Niklas Ekman, like you saw last episode. He's a restricted free agent, costing about $2.5 million, but only have $2 million in the tank. So I'm considering trading Jordan McInnes if it's necessary. I'll bring Josh Anderson up to the third line, and then I'll just put Nazir Peverley into the fourth line, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Just I want to see how that third line simulates first before I make any rash decisions. So heading into this episode, we're going to see how that goes. Helmersson's back down to an 88. He was a 90 overall last year, so that's a bit odd, but not going to change anything too much. He is a two-way forward, but I've changed him to a playmaker to fit the scheme here. Maybe that has something to do with it. Not sure. Looking for big things from Patrick Kane as well. Colin Reyes is in his second full season in the NHL. A 7th-round pick in 2024, 216th overall. And here he is playing in the NHL. Last season in 75 games, got 16 assists. Not bad. So that's it, boys. Defense, I'm pretty pumped with the defense with Fabro, Makar, Oland, and Clark. I'm pretty happy with these guys getting the +3. Nate Schmidt is here if he has to, but hopefully Niklas Ekman will sign. But without further ado, this will be our last full season in Anaheim, so I am looking forward to it. And then we're going to simulate to 2044. And just quickly looking, what would Jordan McInnes get if I were to put him on the open trade block? Doesn't have that much value for an 83 overall. Yeah, a lot of offers. Pretty much just a bunch of prospects. A second and a third with Liam Foudy. A first-round pick from Carolina. That's a pretty good offer. I could get a couple prospects. A prospect and like a second, or just a first from a good team. I could get a first from Ottawa, which is Buffalo's pick. Okay, interesting. So I'll keep that in mind heading into this season here. Maybe inevitable if I have to move him, even if it's after next season, because he has 1 year left in that deal. But here we go, boys. Heading into year number 10, we have the back-to-back Hart, Art Ross, Ted Lindsay, Lady Byng Memorial Trophy winner, Eli Tolvanen on our team. So he is going to be a huge part of this season, and hopefully we can get it done and win our 4th cup in 10 years to truly say that this franchise has been fixed. So first game of the season against one of our rivals, the Edmonton Oilers. Let's start off strong, boys. First period, 2-0 lead. Christian Bugner scores twice on Robin Lehner on that new contract to start it off, that 1 year, $2.8 million contract or something. Second period now, 3-2. Okay, so Leshizin and Lekachev score on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, but Mats Lindstrom gets one for us, and we're up by 1 here in the third period. Mats Lindstrom, man, one of the purest snipers in the NHL. Always been a perfect second liner for us in terms of line fit, but he could definitely be a first liner on any NHL team. Eli Tolvanen puts us ahead by 2 now, as we will probably close this out. Yes, I think we will. 4-2 as we win our first game of the season. 2 goals for Bugner, 34 saves for Luukkonen. We are looking good, and I like to see it. So not going to concern myself too much with scouting in this episode. I sent out the scouts until June instead of usually doing my thing till February, till May and everything. I just sent them all out. I scouted like 40 players each. I'm just going to keep it like that. So let's just blaze through this season, boys. I'm very excited to see what we can do. We won 2 of the last 3 President's Trophies. Last year we missed out on it by just a point. So let's go and see the Carolina Hurricanes. I believe it is John Gibson still between the pipes, although his overall is going down. Let's go see him. All right, so Ekman declines that offer. Understandable. I'll wait a bit more. Hopefully his demands continue to go down and I can sign him for what I wanted to. If not, I'll just have to trade McInnes to free up the cap space. So a win, loss, win, win, loss, win to start off the season. We're 4-2-0, 6-1 win, 6-3 win against the Avalanche there. And the Buffalo Sabres, we beat them 5-2. Probably should have gone to see that game, that's for sure, after that big trade that we made with Buffalo. But we beat them 5-2, beautiful. That's my bad, but I'll go see them next game, which is just in a couple of weeks. So let's go see the Carolina Hurricanes. They're 4-2-1. First period, 1-1. It's McPherson in nets. Doug Bickle and Mika Tarki get the goals. Second period, no scoring. We're tripling their shots, 30-10, and this game is tied at 1. A bit surprisingly, I'm not sure who this guy McPherson is, but Aho scores on Luukkonen. 2 goals on 15 shots they have. Power play, lethal power play, Jesper Helmersson on John Gibson, who's now in nets, all right. Very nice. This game is tied back up at 2. Shots 45-18. I guess it's Gibson in nets now. I'm not sure when he came in. And we're going to head to overtime with this game tied at 2. Let's finish it off, boys. Come on. Still more than doubling their shots. And oh my goodness. Slater Cuckoo. 3 goals on 23 shots. We scored 2 goals on 50 shots. Nice little scripting there. And okay. Somehow Bickle gets the first star of the game, though. And let's continue simulating up to that game. Brant Clark has a concussion. Okay, so now I really got to sign Niklas Ekman. So unfortunately, he's only 71 overall, but Francisco Cahill is my best defenseman who doesn't require waivers. So 71 overall, Francisco Cahill. He'll be playing with Larmour down on the 3rd pair. But for now, I need to figure out who am I going to sign Niklas Ekman, or am I going to have to trade McInnes? Such a buzz. What shootout lines? Why couldn't it fix the shootout lines? Sven Fost, congrats, you're in the shootout. So we're 6-2-1 to begin the season. Brant Clark's out till like the end of November. He's out for about a month. So I need to go see what does Niklas Ekman want right now. Has it dropped from 2.5? He wants 3.3. It's gone back up. Okay, so I'm going to have to trade Jordan McInnes, I think, unless he's put up like really good numbers and the third line's been playing really well. But he just really hasn't fit this team too well. We don't need all these two-way forwards. McInnes has 6 assists in 9 games. I guess he is fitting. Bugner 6, Patrick Kane 7 and 9, and Jesper Helmersson 9 points in 9 games. Their plus-minus isn't great, but I don't know, they're playing well. Josh Anderson, maybe I trade Josh Anderson, but he's 34. No, he's better than McInnes. Colin Reyes has 1 assist in 9 games. That's a predicament. How do we simulate this next game against the Kings? Are we going to really implode with Francisco Cahill in the lineup? I don't know if I want to go for a whole month with Cahill. 4-1 win. And then against the Flames, we get a 4-2 win. Okay. Mats Lindstrom up to 10 goals and 15 points in 11 games. Francisco Cahill, what did you do, Bello? 2 games, no points, +1 with 3 shots. Okay. Not bad. Maybe Francisco Cahill can stay in the lineup. We beat them 3-0, shut them out. Such a slow simulation, man. They really need to wake up, EA, on terms of their simulation speed. 6-3 win against the Blues. Okay, we're doing well. I'm not going to touch anything if it doesn't need to be. Antoine Morand has a sprained ankle, and he's out for a little bit. Okay, so this is where things have to really start getting changed up. 76 and 65. So maybe I go like this, gives it a +3. Helmersson stays like this. And then on the 4th line, Nazir Peverly comes in to make his NHL debut. It makes it a 0, but maybe if I put like that, okay, so McInnes on the 4th line, Anderson on the 3rd line. We'll try that out. With Morand out for a little bit. Our captain, Antoine Morand, injured for a couple of weeks with a sprained ankle. So let's go see that game against Buffalo, like I said. Excited to go see Buffalo. We'll sim through the game against Florida, with David Pastrnak, because we're more interested in seeing the Sabres. We beat the Wild at 2-1 to make our record 12-2-1, a great start to the year, and an 8-4 loss to the Panthers. That's rough. So we're 12-3-1. Sabres are 9-5-0. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen up against his old team. Jameson DeVries probably between the pipes for the Sabres. As well as, who else did I trade there? Like Marco Aho, I don't know. Parik is in there. It's okay. Doug Bickle scores. First period, we're up 1-0. Second period, 3-1. Eli Tolvanen and Patrick Kane. Jack Eichel scores against his old goaltender. And then Quinton Gainey gets a power play goal as well. And we have a 1-goal lead. Another power play for the Sabres. Long power play. Double minor. and we kill it off. Very well done. We're being outshot by about 10, but we hold on to that 1-goal lead with just 3 minutes left. Come on, boys. Someone end it. Someone give me an empty netter. No empty netter, but we hang on for that 3-2 win. Well done, boys. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen makes 33 saves, and Kane and Tolvanen both get a goal and an assist each. So let's go through the game against Detroit, and let's go to the game against Philadelphia, and that is when I think I'll... You know what? Actually, it's not time yet for Morand. He said like November 14th, I think. So let me fix up these lines here in San Diego. We'll sim through. We lose 5-1 against the Wings, which is Pitts. Let's go up to the game against the Blues, and then we'll bring everybody back in these San Diego lines, man. 8-2 win against the Flyers and 4-2 win against the Rangers. Very nice. You need to be careful because coming up on December now, and at December is the point where you can't sign Nicholas Ekman anymore. So you need to be careful and aware of that. Colin Reyes, 3 assists in 20 games. Come on, man. Giving you all kinds of opportunities here. How did Peverley do? Goal and 2 assists in 8 games. McInnes has 9 assists in 20 games. And Josh Anderson has 3 goals and an assist in 20 games. I like Josh Anderson, but maybe I trade him and I keep McInnes in the end. Let me try Anderson out and Peverley in instead and see how he does down there. And we'll keep simming like that. Nicholas Ekman, his demands are at 2.95. My cap space is at what? 1.24. What? My cap space is supposed to be at 2 million. Maybe once the season began, it changed. Yikes. Maybe if I trade McInnes, it'll still be tight. But we have a few more days to simulate before I have to really make an offer. The cutoff is probably around here because it'll take a few days for him to answer. So let's go see this game against the Canucks. Our rivals, the Vancouver Canucks, who knocked us out of the playoffs and won the Stanley Cup last year. Blues beat us 4-2. Deadline is just 10 days away. Yeah. So we beat the Anders Nielsen going on waivers. Don't need him. We beat the Senators 4-3 in overtime. Beat the Avalanche 7-2. And we lose to the Coyotes 4-2. So let's see what Ekman wants now. If it's still the same, I think this will be the day that we have to make a decision after the game against Vancouver. Ekman wants 2.950. Okay, yeah, I definitely really want him in this lineup. Francisco Cahill's been good. I'm sure Nate Schmidt has been good as well. I don't know. Nate Schmidt, what's he looking like? He has 4 assists, +5 in 24 games. Francisco Cahill, 1 goal, 1 assist, -4. Liam Mullins looking good. Dante Fabro, 9 assists. Cale Makar, 8 goals and 17 assists. Monster. So here we go. We're 17-6-1. The Canucks are 15-6-1. This will be a good one, boys. Both teams are 6-4-0 in their last 10 games. Let's get it on. First period, 1-0 Canucks. Marcus Pettersson on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Second period, we're back in it, but then Appleton scored as well. So a power play goal from Cale Makar, but we're down by 1, being outshot by 10. And then Doug Bickle ties it up. Very nice. 2-2 right at the hash mark. Sorry, not the hash mark, right on the goal line. Then from no angle, Bo Horvat, I guess that's why they call him top 50, from no angle as well. He gets a goal on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. We're down by 1 with just about 6 minutes left here. Outshot 34-28. Is there going to be a late hero for us? There will not be, as we drop that game in regulation 3-2 the final. So if I go to find trade and I see who wants Josh Anderson. Anderson, I really like him, but he is the oldest guy with the lowest overall pretty much, making 1.625. If I trade Josh Anderson and I have 1.2 plus 1.6, that gives me 2.8, which is still even pushing it a little bit. I could get, I wouldn't want to trade him to any of those teams, 3rd and a 5th. Can I get a 2nd round pick from anybody? A 3rd, a defenseman, and a 5th. Who's this guy? It's Moverare. Jacob Moverare, 30 years old, defensive defenseman, 4th round pick. Yikes, tough career. Played in the AHL, but out of hockey, went to play in Europe probably for 4 years. And now this is his first NHL season actually, he's a rookie. He has 1 goal in 23 games. It's not a bad deal. Josh Anderson, back to Detroit where I got him from. After he signed there, I picked him back up in between seasons. A 3rd, a 5th, and a depth defenseman. I think I'm gonna have to do it. It hurts me. Josh Anderson, he won a Stanley Cup with us. He has 4 points in all. He had 5 points in 7 games last year in the playoffs. He was a monster. He won the Stanley Cup with us in 2026-2027, had 2 assists all the way through. Oh man, this hurts. Josh Anderson, thank you for your service. Good luck in Detroit. Oh man, off to Detroit. Our cap space should have gone up, but what is it? Why is my cap space at 1.7? I just traded someone who was making 1.6. Ah, come on. Let's see, can I trade you back what you just gave me for Josh Anderson? No, isn't sufficient at all. Why would it be, right? Why would it be? If you want to play games, here's an extra 5th round pick for your troubles. Yeah, thanks boys. Pieces of junk. You know what, I'm going to have to play cap games right here. I'm going to have to play cap games with Detroit. You take Patrick Kane, 3rd and 4th, there you go. I doubt anybody is going to think that we got a short end of the stick or whatever. Assistant GM, best roster, whatever. I have no time for changing lines and then just changing them back up 2 seconds later. Okay, now you give me Patrick Kane. You hang on to half of his salary. There you go. You keep half his salary. I'll give you a nice low elite prospect I'm never going to use. You still don't want it, whatever. I'll give you as much as you need. I'll give you as much as you need, you little piggies. You want another prospect? I'll give you a 2nd in 2034. What do you say? No? Okay. I'll take out the 4th that you gave me. I'll keep that 4th, and I'll upgrade it to my own 3rd. No problem. I want you to just keep salary. All that's you have abundance of salary. I'm offering you 2 prospects and like 2 seconds and a 3rd. It's a pretty good deal for you, eh? My goodness. Here's a 1st round pick in 2034. Great. Enjoy. Couldn't care less. Alright, let's fix up the team now. Okay, that's all done. Now how much salary cap do I have? 3.394. Finally. So let me offer a 1-year, $2.850 million contract to Niklas Ekman. And hopefully he can finally get signed, end the holdout, and let's get him a Stanley Cup. Another Stanley Cup, that is. He has a couple of rings. Oh, come on, Ekman. Sign up. Extremely happy to accept your offer. Thank you very much. The holdout is over. 5-3 win against the Sharks, and we can finally put him back in the lineup. So with him in the lineup, that means I'll take out Moverare, who I had gotten from the Red Wings. He'll be depth. My first line of depth will be Nate Schmidt once Brant Clark comes back. And if there's another injury and Movare or whatever has to come in, it'll be him and not Francisco Cahill. So in the system, Niklas Ekman, come on up. Beautiful, right there. He can play with Larmour for now. Actually, for always. It'll always be with Larmour. Unless I put him up here, yeah. So Ekman on the 2nd pair and Schmidt on the 3rd pair. That'll give it all the +1s. Perfect. Thankfully, he's back in the lineup. Cost me some picks and prospects. I don't really care. I'm not really looking to the future. I'm just looking to now. Doesn't mean I'm going to expose that, but it's just the truth. Let's go see Winnipeg. Now that Sam Steele is on the Jets, let's go see them. Anaheim, oh no. Okay, it's just the roster. Okay, I thought I was going to say salary cap problems. Now that Brant Clark is back. So even more to do. I still can't simulate. Moverare or whatever is going to go down to the minors, and I doubt he gets claimed. So Brant Clark is back. He's fully healed, so I'll get him into the lineup ASAP. And that means that Nate Schmidt will draw into the press box, but he has been a big part of the start of this season, so thank you very much for his service. Yeah, I'll put him on the 2nd pair because I'd rather have a +3 and a 0 than a +1 and a +1, and I think that's about it. Let's continue simulating now. We've gone through 26 games. We'll stop soon to check out the stats. It's been a bit of a weird beginning to the season with all of these things going on. After the game against the Jets, we'll go ahead and check it out. Hey, look at that. I still can't simulate. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has a bruised rib, and he's out for a month. I still can't simulate past a single day. So Atonovich becomes my new starter, and what's his name? Colin Eves? Colin Eves becomes my new backup. Terrible numbers in San Diego, but he will be my new backup. Fantastic. So we lost 5-4 and got injured. They want 3 of my prospects for 2 seconds. Are you serious, Winnipeg? Marcus Jacobs pulled groin in San Diego. Okay, head coach replaces player. I don't care. Niklas Ekman for 2/3? No, I'm not going to trade Ekman. Are you serious? Why didn't you try and offer sheet him before? Why do you want him now? 4-3 overtime loss to the Kings. 6-2 win against the Predators. 4-3 win against the Blues. And now we are 28-2 going up against the 15-12-1 Winnipeg Jets. First period here, 2-2 game. Helmerson and McInnes score. Pearson and Laine for the Jets. Second period, 5-2. Patrick Kane scores twice, and Eli Tolvanen on the power play. Shots are 26-12. We are up by 3 here in the third period. Not seeing anything from Sam Steele. Power play gets killed off. Ville Husso getting shellacked in nets there. We kill off that power play. We'll call it right there. 5-2 victory against the Winnipeg Jets. That's what we like to see. 2 goals for Patrick Kane, 2 assists for Mats Lindstrom, and a goal and an assist for Jesper Helmerson. And with a 21-8-2 record, we'll go ahead and simulate. Actually, no, we'll stop and pause to check the stats now that we've been through the first 31 games of the season. So through 31 games, it is Mats Lindstrom leading the way. He's shooting at 21.1%, 37 points, 23 goals. Eli Tolvanen is tied with him at the top with 37 and 31. Patrick Kane, 36 points in 31 games. What a monster. Cale Makar has 33. Doug Bickle's a point per game. Shane Wright's a point per game with 1 goal and 30 assists. Pure playmaker, man. Antoine Morin, 23 and 25. Helmerson, Oland, everybody down here. Jordan McInnes, 12 points in 31 games. Not too bad. Ethan Larmour has 7. Colin Reyes, 6. Nazir Peverley, 5 in 17. Anderson, 4 and 20 now that he's scratched. He's good. He'll be good for depth. Mike McCarron probably won't get much playing time, if any. And Ekman, 1 assist with a -1 through 5 games. In nets, we have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who went 16-7-1 before his injury. And now Milan Atonovic, a 4th-round pick of ours, is 5-3-1. Tough numbers, but hopefully now that he has the starter job for the next little bit, he will take it and run with it. So let's keep simulating here. I'm not going to bother to check out all the NHL leaders and anything like that because we still have a lot of simulating left to do. And I think I got a good little chunk done before Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen comes back. Let's go another 3 weeks or so up to that game against Vegas. 2-1 shootout win, a couple of shootout losses, an 8-3 loss against the Penguins, 4-1 loss against Vegas, a 4-1 win against the Leafs, then a 6-3 win against the Hawks. Okay, turning it around a little bit. Berglund concussion, whatever. And against the Canucks, against the Avalanche, we shut them out 3-0. So we're 25-10-4 going up against 25-10-4 up against the 19-13-4 Vegas Golden Knights. First period 1-0 Vegas with William Karlsson getting a goal. Second period 2-2 Jordan McInnes and Mats Lindstrom on Connor Ingram. Mark Stone gets a power play goal. This game's tied up at 2. Shots tied at 25. Very even game heading into the third. McCann gives Vegas the 1-goal lead. Still lots of hockey left to be played though. Liam Olin ties it up. I think that might be like the first goal I ever see from him in a simulation. Patrick Kane gives us the lead on the power play. Then Antoine Morand makes it 5-3. Our captain coming through late. 2 power play goals and then Karlsson brings it back within 1. Late power play for Vegas. We kill it off. It was 2 goals in about a minute and a half, both coming on the power play as we win 5-4. Our captain gets the GWG. A goal and 2 assists for Jordan McInnes. You know what? I really doubted him, but he seems to be turning it around this season. So I'm going to keep him on that third line. Let's simulate to the game against Tampa Bay just because that will be the point in which I put Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen back in the starting position. Thank goodness. He's back in the lineup, so that means I have to make a roster move here. I'm just going to make him the backup for now, unless it forces him to be the starter, which I'm going to try and make it not to be. But if he gets forced into the starter role and then he gets re-injured, I'm not going to be happy about that. Antanovich did his numbers improve, 10-5-3 with 888 save percentage, 3.22 goals against average. Bah, you know what? He did what he could. Okay, so against the Oilers, we lose 7-2. Very nice. And then Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has a hip pointer. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. It doesn't make sense. I make him the backup. I made him the backup and it forces him into the starter role. I have to be a babysitter going in every game. Don't let him come back if he's not ready to come back. I know you can change the setting to be like, don't alert me until he's ready to come back fully, but whether he was ready or not fully, I had to make the roster move and I had to send down a goalie. I couldn't have 3 goalies unless I would have had to send down one of my forwards, and I couldn't do that. They would have had to gone through waivers. McCarron probably would have made it through, but come on until March. I need to trade for a goalie. I can't play with Antanovich and Eves. That would be shameful. We'd get we'd be laughing stocks. Come on, such a broken garbage system. He had a bruised hip. Now he has a hip pointer. Killian a third for first. Get out of here, Tampa Bay. 3-2 shootout win against the Islanders. Now I have to see who are the goalies that are available and get someone with poise like Bobrovsky last year. Now I need to go through a big search. I'm going to do a player search. I'm going to do a search through the trade blocks, and I'll get back to you when I have an answer. Guess who's back? Bum, 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 back again. Bum, bum, bum. Bellows back. Bum, bum, bum. Tell a friend. Here he is. Lucas Dostal. 1 year left. 1.2. He fits the cap. He fits the job. 80 overall. He's been condemned in Tampa Bay off to the minors. Tough last few years. After leaving Toronto, tough time in San Jose and Vegas, in the minors, getting shamed down in by the Lightning organization. We are going to save you, Lucas. You won us a Stanley Cup. Let me trade a 6th round pick to get you back on this team. What do you say, Tampa Bay? Okay. A 5th round pick to get you back on this team. Thank you very much, Tampa Bay. Lucas Dostal, he is back. If you do not know the story, Lucas Dostal came up through the system in Anaheim. He was on this team when we got here. He is a 2nd round pick in 2018. Sorry, a 3rd round pick in 2018. 87 poise. He was our starter in San Diego for, I think, 4 years, or our backup, and then our starter for 3 years. Came to Anaheim as a backup. Had a good season, but then he became the starter. He went 41, 11, and 6 in 2025, 2026, and then he went 16, 3, and 2 in the playoffs, and we won the Stanley Cup with him between the pipes. Lucas Dostal, welcome back, Bello. I trust you as more than anyone in this league to carry us. So he is our new starting goaltender. He'll probably put Antanovich in nets a lot of the time, so I'll have to fix it probably like every game off camera, but that's just the way that it has to go, I guess. Antanovich, Dostal, perfect. Eves for Kunin. Thank you, Tampa Bay, for that. Lucas Dostal is back, and he is going to do some great things with us. I'm very excited. Let's see our first look at him against Tampa Bay. Really? What are the odds, eh? Against the team that shamed him. Come on, Lucas. Let's show him what you got. First period. 2-0. Beautiful. Bickle and Bugner. Bickle on the power play. Second period. Boom. 3-2. Dostal lets in a couple. That's okay. Shane Wright. His 2nd goal of the season. Right in front, like literally in the net he scores. Up 3-2. Shots tied at 25. Power play Tampa Bay. We killed that one off. Good. Power play for us now. Shame them, boys. They kill it off. Holding up that 1-goal lead halfway through the 3rd period. A lot of shots on both sides. Power play Tampa Bay again. Killed off once again. Great job from the penalty killers and from Lucas Dostal. Nazir Peverley gets it, and we win this game 4-2. 36 saves on 38 shots for Lucas Dostal. First star of the game. The fans are going nuts. 3 assists for Makar. Goal and assist for Bickle. Was that game at home? I think it was on the road. Yeah, I think it was on the road. But so the fans were booing him, but we didn't care. He came out for that first star. He did the tour around the ice. 47 points in 43 games for Cale Makar. He just switched dressing rooms that morning. They said, listen, Dostal, listen, Lucas, we're calling you up from Syracuse, but it's not to play with us. It's because you just got traded back to your old team. Let's continue simulating. I'm going to have to stop between each game pretty much, make sure Dostal's starting. But I'm going to check back in when it's this game up against the Florida Panthers. Actually, I'm just going to turn off auto-rotate goalies, and Dostal should get the start every game. Should have done that when Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was back from injury, but... So through his next 5 games, Lucas Dostal went 3-2-0, dropping 7-3 and 3-2 decisions, but winning 4-2, 6-3, and 9-4 against the Red Wings, their last one. So up against the Panthers, who are 21-21-7, we are 32-13-4. Here we go against David Pastrnak against his old team, Liam Oland against his old team. Let's do it. First period 1-1, Luosterainen and Pedro Pacioretty. Second period, no scoring. Heading into the third, shots are 24-18, I think it was, in our favor. Doug Bickle gets an early goal to put us up by 1. Power play gets killed off by the Panthers, and another power play right after that, once again killed off. Well done by the Florida Panthers. I think we're the top power play in the NHL. I think I'll stop to check the stats after this game as well. Antoine Morand, our captain, puts us up by 2, and that just might be enough, and it will be a 3-1 victory. Another great performance from Lukas Dostal, first star of the game, 26 save performance from him. It doesn't make sense. He's 80 overall, but it just doesn't matter. 33, 13, and 4 are the Anaheim Ducks. 53 points in 50 games for Cale Makar, leading the way, looking for like his 6th or 7th straight James Norris. Mats Lindstrom has 28 goals and 52 points. Doug Bickle has 29 goals and 51 points. Tolvanen 49, Wright has 8 goals. Now he's picking it up in the goal scoring, 49 points. Patrick Kane 42 in 50 at the age of 40. Helmerson 38, Moran 31 and 44. Olin picking up this year as well with 31 and 50. Jordan McInnes 24 points, not bad at all. Fabro 23, Bugner 21. Plus minuses are looking pretty good as well. Peverly has 10 points in 36 games. And Ekman 4 points, -1 in his 24 games back. All right, in nets, let's see it, boys. Dostal, 6-2-0 with a 900 save percentage. Antonovich was 10-5-3, not looking the best. Looking at the entire NHL now, it is Michael DiPietro, 85 overall, leading the way. Shesterkin, Murray, Merzlikins. I wanted to get Merzlikins actually, but he's making too much money at 4.5. I wasn't able to swing it with the salary cap, so I couldn't get Merzlikins. I couldn't get Mackenzie Blackwood, who's also on his last year of his deal. He's costing too much. I couldn't get Connor Hellebuck as well, making 7. So it had to be Dostal, even though there are other good options on final years of their deals. Vevalainen as well was an option, but 3.8. Yeah, Malcolm Subban, 81 overall, 19 wins. So Corpi Salo was an option, but again, they're all making way too much money for some reason. Looking at all skaters in the NHL, who's leading the way in points? It is Kailer Yamamoto with 73 points in 50 games. That's wild. McDavid right behind him with 69. Kotkaniemi has 64 in 47. Jack Eichel, Alexis Lafreniere, Brendan Gallagher at the age of 36. Man, oh man. Christian Vesalainen, Jonathan Drouin. Victor Olofsson's up there. For some reason, he has had like a rough last few years, and now he's getting it done. You're in defense scoring, Cale Makar, followed by Ekblad, Ristolainen, Julius Honka even as well. John Klingberg at the age of 36, still doing it. And in rookie skaters, it is Rocky Holden, 44 points in 48 games. 4th overall pick in 2027, 88 overall. Sheesh. In the standings over here, we are behind the Canucks in the Pacific Division, and we're behind them for the lead in the NHL with 70 points. We have a 33.1% power play, which should put us at the top for power play percentage, and it's right behind the Edmonton Oilers. Penalty kill, though, 78.6. That could definitely be better. That puts us in the probably just around the middle of the NHL. 78.6 could definitely be better. Not sure why Christian Bugner doesn't fit the lines. He has great defensive stats, 86 on the face-offs, but for some reason it only wants to put Pedro Pacioretty in there. 87, 88, 82, 85. Bugner, 90, 86, 83, 86. So I'd rather put Bugner, and to give him more ice time as well. He only plays 12 minutes a night, but then it would make it a 0 and not a +1, since for some reason he doesn't fit the strategy. But who cares? Bugner's going in there. Maybe that'll fix it up a little bit. Let's continue on simulating here, boys and girls, as Ukko Pekka is still out until March, so we have a good little stretch here. Let's go ahead and simulate. Who's a good team? Let's go see the New York Rangers up near the trade deadline. Let's get another good chunk of simulation done. Sheesh, now here's a trade. Boquist and Juleson to the Islanders for Robbie Fabry and a 3rd. That is quite a big deal. There's been a few going on, none as big as that though. The Rangers offered me their 1st round pick for Ekman and somebody else. Now they're a good team, so I wouldn't want to do that. Dante Fabro pulled groin, so that means we're going to have to switch things around a little bit. Perfect, just like that. Yeah, okay. I put Antonovich in against the Hurricanes for that back-to-back, and we lost 7-4. So sorry, Antonovich, you're back to the bench for quite a long time. Sean Couturier and Josh Brook to Buffalo for a prospect, a 2nd, and a 4th. More trades going on. I think that was Krinchevich who just got traded, the former Calder Trophy winner. Dostal's going to stay in nets for both of these back-to-back. Sammy Blais and Roy to the Hurricanes for 2 first-round picks. Sheesh, big trades. Lose 5-2 against the Coyotes, 4-3 loss against the Sharks. All kinds of offers, all kinds of trades. Overwhelming screens here. So since this month we've gone loss, loss, loss. More trades, loss, 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 win, loss, shootout, loss, loss, shootout, loss, overtime, win. It hasn't been the greatest. Man, I don't want to trade a Mari Keatley. Why does everyone want to trade the Shizin a third for Evans? Why do you want to show me this? Why would you think that's a blockbuster to show me? Dante Fabro's available. No chance I'm going to bring him back yet. Okay, decline and edit trade block. Is a Keatley on my block? No, he's not on my block. So why do you keep asking for a Keatley? Is it because I have all that says that I want to trade my young defenseman? Flames are 18, 38, and 5. We beat them 6-3, thank goodness. So we're 37, 18, and 6. The Rangers are 40, 16, and 4. Very good hockey team. We're going to go up against them here, see what we can do. First period, down 2-0. Second period, still down 2-0. We have 19 shots to their 22. Come on, let's get a couple. Bell makes it 3-0. Love Dostal, but I don't know if he can take this load of games without a backup to help him out. Tolvanen scored, but then Quenneville came right back. 5-on-3 power play. Let's just end it. McKinnon scored a goal late, and we dropped that game 4-2. Let's go up to the deadline and see if there's any last final moves that we're thinking about making. Trade deadline's almost upon us. Yes, we're going to check out the team. 2-1 win against the Coyotes, and Eli Tolvanen leads the way with 64 points in 63 games. Shane Wright, a point per game. Doug Bickle, Mats Lindstrom, and Kyle McCarr, all 1 point shy of a point per game. Patrick Kane has 58 and 63. Helmerson, 44, which is a bit odd. Moran, 41 and 57. Everyone else is looking pretty good. I think Dante Fabro can come back from his injury now. And in nets, Lucas Dostal is 11-7-2 with an .894 save percentage and 2.97 goals against average. Oh man, who can I trade for who doesn't have a lot of trade value or salary cap hits but plays very well? Not a lot of people who fit that bill. So I'm going to have to go into the player finder. McInnes is at a 94 overall. I'm going to see who can I try and acquire for this team. Who's an old guy who still plays well, not a lot of salary. See if anyone fits that bill. So give me a couple minutes. So the only move I'm thinking about here is to acquire Thomas Tatar from the New York Islanders. He's 38 years old, 80 overall. He could be a good fourth line sniper. See, the thing is, I do have Josh Anderson, but he doesn't fit in my fourth line because I can't have two power forwards. But Thomas Tatar could be a good goal-scoring presence for that fourth line. He's never won a Stanley Cup. He's on a rebuilding team, likely in his last season. Will the Islanders take 3 random prospects? No. If I just throw in a pick, maybe that'll push it over. See if I can get Thomas Tatar a Stanley Cup in what could be his last season, and if he could help bolster up that fourth line for us as well. All right, they want to play games. I guess you're going to play games. This is what happens when you play games, New York. I'll give you a third, a fifth, and a sixth. All a third and a fifth. There you go. A third and a fifth down in the future. Like 6 years away, whatever. So welcome to the Anaheim Ducks, Thomas Tatar, as I will slot you into the fourth line and see if that fits the scheme as well. Hopefully it does. Boy, what if I put him on the third line? Okay, there we go. So I put Tatar up with Bugner and Helmerson, then McInnes on the fourth line. That works. Maybe a sniper on the third line would be nice. Yeah, that could work out. So perfect. Tatar is up there, gives it a +1. And I think someone had to get moved down. No, hold on. Dante Fabro is back from injury, so that means that Schmidt comes out, and then Fabro back in. Perfect. And then Anderson, Reyes, and Schmidt all stay scratched, as I believe it was Mike McCarron who got sent down. Yes, Mike McCarron got sent down. And since I traded that defenseman, but Louis is here, let's try best lines. Okay, all is well in San Diego. We're going to continue on simulating. Thomas Tatar is on this team, going to try and help us win a Stanley Cup. Hopefully his presence does something. If not, make him a healthy scratch and just give him a ring if we can get there. Can't count those chickens too early. So still got a little bit of time till Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is back in the lineup. Let's just keep on simulating until he is here. And let's go and see the Islanders. See if Tatar can do something against his old team. Shut out Minnesota 3-0. That's great. Then a 7-2 win against the Flames, a 7-3 win against the Kings, and now he's out with a sore hip. So he did great in those 3 games that he was here for, but then he got injured. Thomas Tatar, did he do anything with us? In 3 games, he scored, in 4 games, 0 points in 4 games, +2, and I guess he was a good presence because we won all of those games. So now McInnes comes back to the 3rd line, and then Reyes goes back to the 4th line, and all is back to normal. 6-1 win against the Clifford Payer is fired by the Senators. 6-1 win against the Bruins. 4-2 win against the Vegas Golden Knights. Tatar is back, but not really. 5-4 overtime win against the LA Kings. Looking good, boys. Looking good. Shane Wright has 78 points in 69 games. He's flying this season. No one's really taking off, but everyone's doing well. It's scoring by committee this season. But Thomas Tatar, okay, he's not fully back yet. I don't have a whole lot of time to waste. I hate waiting for someone to come back when it keeps saying they're back. So hopefully you don't get injured, Thomas. But if you do, I guess we'll just chalk it up to the EA gods. All right, so no injuries for Tatar. Perfect. 6-5 win against the Flyers. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is back. So roster moves. I need to send somebody down. Who is not waiver eligible? Larmour and Peverly and Reyes. So Reyes is not waiver eligible, so I'll send him down, but I'll be over the salary cap if I send down a player. Actually, I could send down Atonovich. Hold on, let me send down Atonovich and Reyes and see if that helps. Perfect. Okay, we're cutting it close with the salary cap, that's for sure. We're really cutting it close. So now that means our scratch is going to be just Josh Anderson as Reyes is out. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is back as a playable injury, even though he shouldn't be here. Goalie rotation is off though, so he should stay as backup, and Dostal should continue to play. 5-3 loss for the Islanders, 7-6 win against the Predators, 4-2 win against the Dallas Stars. And if he is back, oh no, actually he's not back to the 25th. So I will bring him back against the Devils after we play 2 more games with Dostal. We're doing very well. 5-4 shootout win against the Lightning and an 8-2 win against the Oilers. So we have won 12 of our last 13 games. A crazy stretch here at the end of February and beginning of March. Beautiful. So now with Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen back, should I put him as the starter, or maybe I just keep Lucas Dostal in nets, who's been a monster. Really happy to have him back. Thomas Tatar, has he done anything with us? I think he has a couple goals. Couple goals in 10 games? Yes. Thomas Tatar, legend. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's back to full health. Lucas Dostal is 22, 8-2 with 1 shutout. Doing great, but I want to get Pekka Luukkonen back in there because now he's going to be our starter in the playoffs, so I want to get him used to the skates again, used to hitting the ice since he hasn't touched it in a while. 15 of 16, 16 of 17. What a crazy end to the season. We're 53, 20, and 6. Definitely clinched the playoff spot, no question. First period, 2-2 game. Tatar and Bickle, Ristolainen and Besser score for the Canucks. Second period, 4-3. Broberg and Pettersson for the Canucks. Cale Makar on the power play for us. We're out shooting them 23-17, but we're down by 1 here in the third. I trust the boys. Someone's going to get a goal for us. And Doug Bickle, short-handed. That is what we love to see. Trocheck scores right after that, though. Power play goal for Cahoon. Yikes. Power play for us, though. This could be our opportunity to get back in. Nope. But then Shane Wright. It's a 6-5 game. Let's go, boys. 6-5 game. Somebody tie this up. Let's hit overtime. I'll go in and watch. No. 6-5 win for the Canucks. Roller coaster of a game. Goal and 3 assists for Shane Wright. 2 goals and an assist for Doug Bickle, but we dropped that decision by 1. Let's just keep simulating to the last game of the season. Let's go see this game against the Chicago Blackhawks as we go through the Winnipeg Jets, who have a decent record. They're not going to make the playoffs. We just beat them 5-4. And now 50, 28, and 3. We're coming up against the Chicago Blackhawks for our last game of the season, game number 82. Can we get win number 55? First period, 1-1. Helmerson and Marody shorthanded. Second period, 4-2. Mats Lindstrom, Eli Tolvanen, and Liam Olin with 3 power play goals in less than 3 minutes. Wow. And Connor Garland gets 1 for the Hawks. We are up by 2 in the third period. And Molden brings the Hawks within 1. But then Mats Lindstrom restores that 2-goal lead up against Stuart Skinner. Power play now with 9 minutes left. Doug Bickle, power play goal, beautiful. What a big night for the power play. Nylander gets one, but we win it 6-4. Big win, 2 goals and an assist from Mats Lindstrom, and we win our 55th game of the season to end off another great season here in Anaheim. Shane Wright ending off with 99 points. He had an assist a game, 17 goals and 82 assists. We won the Western Conference. Did we win the President's Trophy, boys? Let's see it. Are we winning our 4th President's Trophy in 5 years? Yes, we are. With 116 points, 55 wins, we are President's Trophy champions for the 4th time in 5 seasons. Power play percentage was at 34.7. Penalty kill went down even a bit more to 77.9, whatever. Goals for per game at 4.1. Goals against per game definitely could have been better. All these teams here had better goals against per game, but we had so many goals for that it didn't even matter. Best power play in the NHL and 13th worst penalty kill. So I guess that also means 19th best in the NHL as well, if you want to say it like that. So a pretty good season here in Anaheim. Got to be happy with that. Let's check out those point totals. Shane Wright, 99 points. Right behind him, Doug Bickle. Wow. 53 goals and 96 points. A career high by far in goals and points for Doug Bickle. And then Mats Lindstrom scores 53 goals and 94 points. A career high in points by far, because look at all those assists. Look, he used to get 11 assists a season. Career high in goals, assists, and points. Great season for Mats Lindstrom. Beautiful. Eli Tolvanen got 94. Cale Makar got 90. Wow. Cale Makar, 90 points. What a monster. 740 points in his career. Much better than last season as well. Patrick Kane was over a point per game with 83 points and 35 goals as a 40-year-old Patrick Kane gets it done. 65 points in 76 games for Antoine Morand, our captain. What a career he's had here, man. 461 points in 554 games. Always getting it done. Jesper Helmerson had a down year with 59 points. Career low, I think, since his sophomore season. A career low with 59 points. Still a great presence, though. Liam Oland with 53 points. Definitely much better than last season. Not that much better, but 6 more points and 30 more pluses, which is very good in the plus-minus. Christian Bugner could have been better a bit, I suppose. Thomas Tatar, what did he do with us? He scored 7 points in 17 games. Pretty good for an 80 overall. Jordan McInnes, 30 points. Peverly got 15 points in 68 games. Ekman and Larmour could have been better on the penalty, on the plus-minus. Maybe that's not the best pair to have. Let me know your thoughts on that. Should I switch around the defensive pairs maybe? In nets, it was a rocky wild season in nets. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen ended up playing 34 games and went 23-8-1 with 1 shutout. Doso played 32 and went 22-8-2. Very similar, with a little bit of a lesser save percentage and goals against average, or more, whatever you want to call it. However you see it, not as good as Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's. In San Diego, Amari Keatley scored 60 points in 66 games. That's good. Joseph Walter, 55. Malachi Madsen, 52, a 4th-round pick in 2024. Jamie Drysdale, at the age of 27, never grew. Very unfortunate. And in the entire NHL, was it Kailer Yamamoto? No, it was Connor McDavid with 116 points and 56 goals. He wins himself the Art Ross and the Rocket Richard. Mats Lindstrom and Doug Bickle not far behind with 53 each. Peyton Tennell, remember that? Yeah, this guy was a monster. I can't believe he dropped to 7 in the 2026 draft. Patrick Laine at the age of 30, he hasn't been up here in the running for the Rocket Richard in a while, I don't think. Yamamoto, Eichel, Vesalainen, Kotkaniemi, Shane Wright, everybody. Gallagher's up there. Still gets it done every season somehow. And for goalies, Michael DiPietro, yeah, of course, 43 wins for him. Robin Lehner, 78 overall. He's a god. Merzlikins, 81 overall. He's amazing, of course. Overall, really, really, really means nothing. Georgiev at 81. Ekman Larson, 83. Thatcher Demko's on the Avalanche now, huh? Vasilevsky, as always, as an 89 overall, doesn't have good numbers. What are his career numbers? This poor guy, 90 overall, 435, 301, and 69, with 58 shutouts, and 2.78 goals against average. Bah, that poor guy, man. The EA system algorithms really got him. Rookie skaters, it is Rocky Holden who's going to win that Calder with 72 points and 33 goals in 82 games. Any big rookie goalies? Jalen McLeod, former pick of the Anaheim Ducks, 4th round pick in 2023. He had his rookie season, went 9-5-5. Let's see some other people that we've traded around. We want to see goalies. Let's go see the Buffalo Sabres. Let's see how Jameson DeVries did in his season over in Buffalo after we made that trade for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Jameson DeVries goes 30-15-1 with 3 shutouts, a .906 save percentage, and 2.86 goals against average, 86 overall. Whatever, man. The Hungarian. Over on Colorado, Quinton Byfield, of course. He's up to an 87 overall. Starting to come into a somewhat decent player, I guess, as he gets back-to-back seasons of about 60 points. But still, much happier with that with Cale Makar on my team. That is for sure. Hampus Lindholm scored 23 points. Jakob Larsson scored 25 points. Hampus Lindholm down to an 80 overall. Cam Fowler, of course, is here as well at the age of 37. He was a negative 23 with 15 points. Did they make the playoffs? Jeff Skinner's here too, 36 years old. 14 points for him, making $6 million. David Pastrnak, there he is, 87 points in 77 games. What a monster. On the last year of his deal that we signed him to. So good for him, and another great season for David Pastrnak. Love Pastrnak. Got us a couple cups here. What a monster. John Gibson went 13-11-1 in a backup role as an 80 overall to McPherson, who's 86. Yeah, that's why we didn't see much of him. We want to go see the Winnipeg Jets. We want to see Sam Steele and Isaac Lundstrom. Sam Steele got 69 points in 77 games. Very well done for him. And Isaac Lundstrom, 63 and 82. So Isaac Lundstrom really grew the last couple of years. That's for the last 2-3 years. Or even more than that, yeah. The last 4 seasons have been really good for Isaac Lundstrom. When he was with us and when he was first with first with Winnipeg, the first 2 years he didn't do anything. But then 50, 63, 57, 60, 63. Good for Lundstrom, man. Very happy to see him growing. And last but not least, we have to take a look at Rickard Rakell. At the age of 35, puts up 73 points for the Penguins, 86 overall on the last year of his deal. I'd love to get him on a super cheap deal next season, but I doubt he'd want to take anything south of $6 million. What a career he has put together. Rickard Rakell, monster. So I'm curious to see where the Penguins and where the Avalanche finished in the standings for Rakell and for Fowler and for Hampus Lindholm. So in the East, the Penguins finished 6th in the Eastern Conference, going 45-30-7. And in the West, the Avalanche finished 7th, going 44-33-5. They're all in the playoffs. That's good to see. At the bottom of the NHL, the Calgary Flames going 21-53-8. That is rough. 17.7% power play. Nashville, 14.7%. Nashville, man, they just fell apart. I tried to help them out. I gave them Max Comtois, and those picks just turned into franchise players for me. And Comtois never really became anything for the Predators. I forgot to check his points out. Oh, and Seth Jones as well. 49 points in 82 games for him. Negative 27, age of 34. You hate to see it. Hate to see it. Maybe next year when I'm simulating, just doing the blaze through simulations, I can pick him up. Max Comtois, okay, he's not on the Predators anymore. Max Comtois, where is he? He is on the Ottawa Senators. As an 82 overall, he's dropped to an 82. That's tough, but he had a good season. 57 points, is that? Yeah, 57 points, good. That's as much as he's gotten since his last year with us, when he got 59 points, more than anything he got in Nashville. 57 point season for Max Comtois at the age of 30, that's good. Nice to see him turning it around a little bit with the Senators, although I don't believe they made the playoffs, but hey, one step at a time. So boys, that's it for this one. Let's see who our opponent's going to be in the first round of the quest for 4 cups in 10 years and 3 cups in 4 years. Let's see who we have. We are taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. So it's nice that we're not playing the Canucks in the first round again, at least. And on Vegas, quickly looking over their lines, Jesper Bratt, Oliver Wahlstrom, Alex Tuck at the age of 32, Mark Stone at the age of 36 is here, Elias Anderson, William Karlsson is 36, and Cody Glass is 87 overall, 30 years old, and a 4th line center, when he should be on the 2nd line. Okay. Neil Pionk is 33. Not much of a defense that they have going here. That's for sure. And in nets, they have Frederick Ekman Larson with Connor Ingram backing him up. So, I don't know. They don't look great. Chikrin is injured. They don't look great, to be honest, but they're here. They won 46 games or something. They went 45, 31, and 6. They're in the playoffs, so we have to respect them. But we are coming in on a hot streak, winning like 15 of our last 16 or something like that. We are looking good. We are ready to go. We want the cup, boys. We have been fighting hard all season. We have the goaltending, we have the scoring, we have the defense. So if you have any suggestions on the lines or anything, let me know. But next episode will be the last ride here in Anaheim as we search for that 10th season championship. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Putting out daily content here in quarantine, NHL, FIFA, and more. So please let me know what you'd like to see, any suggestions. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.